5, main engine ignition, all 3 engines up and burning. 2,
To whom it may concern.
1, and liftoff.
Lift? What is this, some Hollywood liposuction? Lift? You know we ain't about all that. Welcome to the Skull and Bones Show.
All right, happy Sunday. Welcome to the show.
And we're back!
It feels so good to be back. Where's this thing at, man? No, that's not it.
Hey, man,
It feels so good
There it is.
to be back.
you off your game tonight, man.
Hey, man, you know, it's a Sunday night. That's right, though. We are Skull and Bones Radio. I'm Jean Perrion. I'm joined by the handsome, the luscious, the long-haired Mickey 3 Jammersfield.
Oh, man, you ain't got to do all that
Hold on,
now.
hang on. I got this for you, man. I brought it back.
Did you ever think that maybe there's more to life than being really ridiculously good looking?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. All right, Skull and Bones Radio. Mick, go ahead and get the plugs out there.
Hey, man, you know, it's real easy. You know, today we're living in that social media modern type of world, and everybody's got that Facebook, that Instagram, and that Twitter. And guess what? We're on all three.
All three of them. Skull and Bones Radio.
And we've gained enough traction. We've gained enough fans and listeners. Now, when you go to, what's that? All three of those social medias, all you got to type is Skull in Bones Radio, and bam, there we are.
So that's the website as well on iHeartRadio. You can find us there.
That's right, baby.
Without further ado, let's get right into this segment number one.
All right, dude, let's do it.
You're acting like such a white boy.
You're not really black.
I mean, what black person says that? Too damn black to be acting white.
You won't last a day in the hood, Cody.
I want to be black.
I'll tell you what, man.
You got our backs. You want to be a thug? Now's the time. You ready for war? Go! Go! Made it, ma! Top of the world! Top of the world! Top of the world!
I'll tell you what, man. That was a movie trailer. We got ourselves what you call an L.A. Hollywood
Hold
actor
up.
in
Wait
studio.
for it. Wait for it. And his name is
Marcus Ajose, baby. Guess what? This dude's been in Being Black Enough. He was in that TV show Shameless. He's been in Night Terrors and this other project over here called Subject 1, man. Woo! And I'll tell you what, I know Jean over here, he's a big old fan of Shameless over here. So
I am. If you haven't seen that TV show, it's a great TV show. I'm a fan of the U.S. version. I'm sure the British version is just as good. But yeah, we got Marcus in studio. Welcome to the show, man.
I'm glad to be here. Thanks, Mick. Thanks, John.
Yeah, man.
yeah, dude, absolutely. We know you drove all the way down from old Hollyweird, and we know how that traffic goes,
Yeah.
especially on a Sunday. So we appreciate the commitment you had to coming down here to old San Diego,
Man,
hanging out with
I
us.
love iHeartRadio, and Skull and Bones is my thing since being in the Army. So I know what it is.
Hey, say
Oh,
it one more
man.
time. One more time. Skull and Bones is your what?
Skull and Bones is my thing.
Hey, I like that.
Hey, man, that must mean we growing somewhere, John, so all this
go.
hard work's been paying off.
And you are demographic. You're a military veteran. Is that correct?
That's right. I am, I'm about to turn 30 in October. So I am a young man, a millennial, but
Yeah.
I'm of age. So, being in the military definitely, I would say it added 10 years to whatever I was going to do.
Yeah. I agree. I'm 30 right. I'm 30 right now, and I served in the Navy, and I feel the same way. It definitely ages you a little bit, mentally.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for your service.
Well, thank you, and thank you, Mick.
Oh, man, you know what? Mine was accidental. They told me I was going to be they asked me when I was joining the Marine Corps, there's like, what job do you want? I said, I want to be a rock star. They said, oh, well, that's perfect. We'll put you in Camp Pendleton next to L.A. That's how I signed up. Of course, it didn't work out that way. So
You made it big. You're a rock star now.
now I'm a failed rock star. There's a little bit of a difference, but yeah, man, I'm excited, dude, because Marcus over here, man, he's an award-winning filmmaker. That was a mouthful for me. I'm a little bit retarded. Excuse me. And man, it's crazy because he's from Southern California. The dude was in the Army. He did like 2 trips to Afghanistan. If I'm not mistaken, you were like a badass, bro. You were like an Army Ranger of some sorts, right?
Once a Ranger, always a Ranger.
Hey, man.
Damn.
Okay.
Hey, so I served with 1st Ranger Battalion. I did 2 tours to Afghanistan. My first tour was in 2010. My second tour was in 2011. So basically, what I was doing over there was engaging the enemy in close combat. So you can imagine what doing that was like versus being out here trying to act and do all this stuff.
Yeah, big
Sure,
difference.
I
huh?
hear.
Yeah.
I bet it's huge. Well, I'll tell you what, man. I'm a little bit. I'm not gonna say confused Because, I get it. I came in the military. My thing was I was trying to be a rock star, which didn't happen. I ended up in radio instead, thankfully to John. He took me under his wing. But you got out of the Army and you got into the whole Hollywood scene of filmmaking and TV shows. And you've worked with some big-name actors, bro. Like, I've seen you on TV before. In fact, I think it's funny. I've actually seen you on TV before I even met you. Did
you really?
Yeah, man. I mean, dude, he's an actor, bro.
So,
That's cool, man.
He got traction.
You're from California?
I am from California. I was born in Paramount, California, which is actually right next to Compton.
Oh, wow.
I got
okay.
family that lives in Compton. My grandma lives in Compton. My uncle lives in Compton. And actually, we shot Being Black Enough in Compton at my grandmother's house.
Did you really?
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So that was special. While she's sleeping at 3 a.m., we got to go to work the next morning. We're off trying to get some crazy shot with the cop cars and the lights and all this stuff. So it was definitely a big deal.
Dang, that's nuts, bro. Now, I got to ask you, I saw that movie, Straight Outta Compton and all that, So, and they made it seem like Compton was, probably not a place that you really want to go film a movie or, I don't know. I've never been there. I've only driven past it on the 110 or whatever it's called. So,
Right.
I mean, what was that experience like filming Being Black Enough in Compton?
It was intense.
Was it?
Yes, because, listen, the violence is there. There are gangs there. The community has changed a whole lot. But because those things are still there, you definitely need to be aware. So while we were shooting the film, we were prepared for that type of interaction. We had guns on, fake guns on
I was
set.
about to say,
Right.
you guys probably had some real ones too, right? Got them AK-47s trying
you
to
definitely needed both.
come back them Glocks and whatnot.
Yeah, so, we had to be prepared because if someone came up to us trying to start something, what do you do?
Oh, well, I don't know.
Call the police.
That's what you do, Mick.
Oh, I thought you guys were putting me in a hypothetical situation if I was in Compton and somebody tried to start something. Because I don't know what I'd do in that situation. But no, because if I mess with one person, they're like gangs, don't they?
Yeah.
They roll
right.
deep.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so, all my uncles are veterans.
Oh, okay, awesome.
So I had that military experience from my family that I brought into the film. So, with that military experience, we don't really get messed with. My family, we hold it down in Compton pretty good.
Okay, I hear you. Well, I'm curious about this one though. Growing up in South LA, do you feel like that kind of gave you a little bit of the toughness that you needed to go to the Rangers to survive Ranger training? Because I've heard that perhaps pretty intense.
It is intense. Being selected was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done, aside from being in Afghanistan. But, being selected, you got to go through rigorous tests. And you know about the hazing, being a Marine, being a devil dog.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, they haze you, et cetera, et cetera. There's times when I wanted to quit.
I'm sure.
But I thought about my duty to this country. In fact, I remember looking my Ranger cadre in the eye saying, well, he had asked me, what are you here for? I looked him straight in the eye and said, I'm here to serve my country.
Okay.
And I knew with that, just me planting that seed, he knew that I was prepared to go to Afghanistan. Mm-hmm. Whether I make it back, that's a whole nother question. But
sure.
So, I got my lumps in Afghanistan in the military. That was my real life experience. Prior to all of that, I had some uncles in gang violence, but I never participated in that. My mother grew up in Compton. She seen the light. She moved out. She had me in a private school since I was young. So, I just learned the game, and I kept learning, and I still keep learning.
Okay. I feel it. Now, so you kind of grew up with a tough environment, then you moved into a tough job being a Ranger and dealing with the Army and Afghanistan twice, which I heard was like the Wild Wild West. I've never been to Afghanistan. I was Iraq vet. But I'm kind of curious because some of these roles that you've played in, obviously being Black Enough and Shameless, these were some tough characters that you played. Now, I'm sure that all of your life history beforehand had to have helped out playing these characters. Did they? Or would you say there's any truth to that?
Absolutely, Mick. You're spot on. So when it comes to the game, you have to look at Hollywood as a business, and there are types. And so I chose certain types based off of what I had knew, based off of my life experience. I chose certain types that I had an advantage on. So, being a gangster, that's something that I always wanted to do. And so, when I looked at the media and TV, I really saw a void there that I could fill.
Okay.
And so, I really started acting like a gangster.
The character acting, right?
Yes.
Well, this is one that kind of blew me away. So William H. Macy, he was that guy that played in The Lincoln Lawyer. He was like the detective that got killed in The Lincoln Lawyer, who played opposite of Matthew McConaughey. He was also in Jurassic Park 3, I believe.
He's a big name, especially in the older. Like he's probably a A-list actor.
Yes, he's A-list, and nowadays what you would consider old Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
So
I guess he looks a little old Hollywood now. I mean, not to take jabs at the dude, but
it was a pleasure working with him. It was a dream come true. I remember him from Air Force One, working with Harrison Ford. And
how crazy is that to be able to say that? You've worked with somebody that played in that movie Air Force One and a hit TV show like Shame. Dude, you're on your way, bro. I'm sorry I cut you off. I totally cut you off. But you got
I'm working on it, Mick. I'm working on it. Dreams do come true.
Yeah.
Well, I got to be honest with you. I'm over here kind of like getting all googly eyed because I'm thinking about 5 years from now, this dude over here, Mark, is going to be in some hit movie. I'm going to be like, I had an interview with that guy back in the day, and nobody's going to believe me, and I'm going to
Don't forget about Skull and Bones Radio. Remember,
I know, right?
You said earlier.
He's going to be down the red carpet, Skull and Bones, who? And I'll be like, no!
Yeah.
Oh, no! I'm going to try to call him up while I'm on a date. Yeah, I know Marcus. Oh, yeah. Trying to, you know what I mean?
One call away.
Later on, you see Marcus denying him. No,
yeah, I know, right?
I don't know those guys.
Shoot a text message.
Come on now,
blocked.
Mick. I wouldn't do that now.
I hope not. You're gonna make me what's cool later on when I'm on my dates. So,
Mick, I'm gonna be coming to your shows. You're gonna be rocking.
Well, I appreciate that. Hopefully, some rock star will pick me up and we'll go do some big things. But until then, I'm waiting on you to make it big so I can. Oh, you're already there, man.
I'm working on it. I made it. Listen, I used to tell people that I was an actor, and it over time I started to feel insecure. I started to have low self-esteem, and I just had to expand. So, after I got out the Army, I used the GI Bill to go to the Lee Strasberg Theater and Film Institute.
Where's that?
In West Hollywood. So it's one of the best acting schools out there. It's one of the most prestigious acting schools, led by David Strasberg, the son of Lee Strasberg, who made the school famous. Lee Strasberg worked with Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, and other big names. So being at that school helped ground me in Hollywood and helped understand the business, art, acting, the acting business. The acting business is not going anywhere.
Okay, so I know that if I'm not mistaken, I think you've even met with like Hal Lieberman and stuff before, right? Who's like the president of Universal Pictures, which is a huge
Hal Lieberman
deal.
is actually he's like the head of the entertainment business program at LA Film School.
That's right.
So I'm in the entertainment business program. I'm working on finishing up my bachelor's. I actually did the Shameless TV show while I was working on my associates in film.
Really? So
Yes.
you were a student and also taking acting gigs at the same time?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, the business is tricky. So I made a choice to invest in myself by going to school, but at the same time, I felt competent in myself, so I continued to put myself out there and do business and just, just act. See, it's so hard to get reassurance when you're learning to act.
Sure.
And when getting cast on Shameless,
Mm-hmm.
producing, being black enough, and hearing, people say that they got the message, to me, lets me know that I'm an artist, I'm an actor, I can do my job.
Sure, absolutely.
That's all it is at the end of the day.
Now, because I'm by no means, and I'm not in any way, shape, or form an actor. So would you say there's for anybody who out there who's ever maybe had that Hollywood dream? I'm sure everybody's had that little bit of I want to be the next whoever.
Denzel,
there you go. I was going to say Marilyn Monroe, but I was like, dude, that's a chick. You can't be saying that. You know what I'm saying? But, it doesn't work for a little boy. Or
You're going to get a karate chop doing that.
I know, right? I mean, there's some little boys out there who probably want to play Marilyn Monroe. That's all right. But, is there a specific blueprint to becoming an actor, or is it just kind of you shoot for the stars and you
Yes.
hit what you hit.
I try and tell